So, it's been a while. Welcome to yet another episode of me just going around and doing interesting builds for Car Mechanic Sim 2021. And let's see, we got here a 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1. And as you can see, it's in garbage shape. Like even worse than some of the stuff we were working on in previous episodes. I went out and did some runs out in the junkyard and found a couple of builds. Got a feature episode here with the 2017 Mustang that's probably going to be the next episode. That one's in rough shape, but still nothing compared to this. I mean, just look at the percentages. 2% body, 11% parts. The frame and interior are better, but not by much. We've got a fair bit of work ahead of us. I mean, the interior's missing. I mean, at least it's on its four wheels, so there's that. But there ain't much holding this together. Tell you that much right now. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? Ooh, this might be like the worst one we've worked on yet. Even more so than that Winchester we found and worked on. Oh, that is so satisfying. Look at that. We're not going to keep that color, though. I'm not a big fan of the yellow on most cars. Now, we may just do... We'll see how it looks, but we may do the construction cone orange that the preview picture has. So that should get us... Yep. If only frames were that easy to fix in real life. Yeah. Yeah, color variants. We're not going to use any of those colors, most likely. Yeah, we'll work on that when we get to that part. For now, let's try to get... I want to get the body back to 100% before we get any further. He's gonna need a lot of love. Are you right now? You not even have... You have no front bumper. Oh, nice. Nice, we'll go ahead and get the... missing parts here. We seriously not... Alright, hang on a second. There we go. What did we get? Front right fender, hood, front bumper, left headlight, right headlight. Okay. I just want to make sure we weren't going to be doubling up on things. Actually, you know what? Let's back up a little bit. We're just going to replace everything. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Put it back in part removal mode. We're just going to strip this thing down to like bare bones here. And just junk everything. Oh, she's already missing her tail lights. That's okay. Okay, we had that window. What about that window? That window's not even there. Okay, so let's get rid of these two. We're going to order all new stuff. Yeah. It's probably for the best. Sorry if I'm coughing a lot. We got more range fires coming through, or the smoke from range fires coming in, and it's just driving my sinuses absolutely crazy. Alright. Trunk, taillight, other taillight. Got your rear bumper. Rear window. Side door. Other window. That. 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 Okay, that should get us pretty far. Hang on. Oh, okay, so the antenna is part of the... Okay. Never mind. Let's go buy some stuff. Right. So we got a trunk. Tail light, thank you. Right tail light. Got your rear bumper right here. Rear window. Right body window. Front right door. It's ironic because it's a coupe. Left body window. And front left door. Front left fender. Nice brand new shiny hood. Windshield, thank you. Front bumper. Okay, got the right headlight, left headlight, and front right fender. Let's see how far that gets us. Should be almost everything. We'll be close. I say almost because we'll have stuff like the side mirrors and the main windows on the doors. And the license plates, which we'll get to eventually. One thing at a time. It changed into normal mode right as I was trying to put stuff in. Okay, we need... Oh. I was gonna say we got one more put in, that was it. And so we've got everything except the windows and the side mirrors and the plates. So let's put those on a list. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's go shopping again. Right side mirror, got you. Right door window, gotcha. Come on. Front left door window. And side mirror. Okay. So, yeah. Already looking much better than it did when we brought it in. Amazing what a little bit of body work will do. So yeah, body's 90% because we haven't gotten the plates yet. We'll do that right now. Custom plate. And then we're going to just put my standard plate on there. Wish they had like a preset you could use on here, but this is fine. Doesn't take that long to make them. A lot quicker than ordering the real thing, I'll tell you that much. They switched from like the stamped ones like you usually get to the silk screened here in Kansas, and wherever they get them from, they take their dear sweet burger flipping time getting you your plates. Yep. I hardly see the license plate from that angle, but okay. So that should get us to 100. Yep. Let's get the interior taken care of real quick before I forget. Let's see. So there's no back seat. Just fine. No biggie. And go back to no. No. Good. Come on. There we go. Go to the interior shop here. Get that out of the way. And two Mach 1 race, not racing, but two Mach 1 seats. And a good old-fashioned steering wheel. Had one of those rail-thin steering wheels on my first car that I used to drive back when I was a teenager, back in the dark ages. That was back when you could turn the wheel of the car with basically one finger because the power steering was so good. There we go. That should get that to 100. It's amazing how quickly you can get the condition brought back up on this. And look at this. We bought the car for $10,000 from the junkyard. Put a fair bit of stuff into it already. We haven't even gotten the engine fixed up, and we're already at about a 23,000 credit profit. But we want to get this thing up to 100%. That's been kind of the MO of this series, was take a car no matter how crappy condition it is. In fact, I've been having more fun looking at the junkyard finds because of that. We take something that literally is just garbage. It's in a junkyard. The durability on all the parts is not zero, but close to it. And fix it up and make it look pretty again. I don't want to take it to paint just yet. There's a few more things I want to do. Mainly in, well, the engine's kind of exposed. If I take a picture of this, it's going to go right into the fender. Yeah. Well, we could put a radiator in there, and that would block most of that. But, I mean, there's nothing against taking the pictures at the end. It's just I usually fix it up enough to do screenshots. But I think, given the view that you get from the engine compartment through the front, we're probably going to want to do the entire car and then do the screenshots. This might be a little bit of a departure, but ain't no big deal. So yeah, I guess in that case we could go ahead and take it to paint, especially since it's sitting on its own 4 wheels already. I tell you what, let's do that, and then we'll come back here, put new tires on it, and then work on getting the crappy engine out. We'll fix it up next. Don't have to follow the rigid plan every time, you know? I just want to see this thing pop with a new coat of paint. Alright, so, ooh, that default color in a gloss doesn't look half bad. Let's take a look at, that's almost a General Lee orange. I want metallic. Ooh. Now there's a potential winner. Let's check out liveries. So we have the Mach 1 liveries, and I am very much digging that. Let's see what else they got. I just want to see what the others... Oh, okay, so there's a light version of it. Still looks pretty decent, but I'm kind of digging the darker tones myself on this. Very nice. They've got kind of a mid-range tone. That doesn't look bad either, but I want something with a little more contrast. I think we'll just go with that. Almost a orangish copper metallic with the dark pinstriping and the badge and the correct badging. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. I like that. That makes me a happy happy person. All right. Oh man, that color suits it. We haven't been recording for maybe 15 minutes here. We've already got ourselves from something that looks like it could have been pushed off a cliff and actually improved the value of the car to something worth saving. All right. Let's get it back in the shop here. Dude, I'm like I said, I'm not a car person, but I guess I'm kind of slowly becoming one the more I do this, at least in a virtual sense. Yeah, I like that paint job. This is something I would expect to see at a car show near me. There's one around the like New Year's holiday that they have over at the local convention hall in the nearby big city. And they get all kinds of really neat looking stuff in there. I think a few years they even had some stuff from like Chip Foose and some other big custom car makers. But yeah, dude, that's pretty. And it doesn't look all that different from... Oh, hang on. Close. It really doesn't look all that different from that. That's a little more orange, like construction cone orange, and this is a little bit lighter. Almost like a copper. Like you take like you ever seen a bar of copper, and yeah, that's kind of what you're seeing, what I'm seeing here anyway. All right, so rims, right. I wanted to do the rims first. You don't have to, but it'd be one less thing to worry about. Plus, I want to get a look under the car just in case we have to... I guess we don't have to worry about the oil. Ew. Okay. We will have to get this drive shaft and gearbox, and I guess we don't have to worry about the starter either, come to think of it. And the exhaust pipe's going to have to go, so we'll just go ahead and get that out of the way. I don't even want to keep it. That thing's absolute mess. I know I said I was going to do the tires, but it's going to take me like literally 30 seconds to get this off here. Sorry, I'm trying to scratch myself around the microphone. I don't want to, you know, punch the microphone if I can help it. Alright, so that's free and clear now. So let's go grab all the tires. These should all be the same size. And even if they're not the end of the world. Okay, so those are 245/60s. Let's take a look at the front. Okay, so they are all the same size. Good. On some of these like performance cars, you'll see there'll be like a different thickness or size of tires in the back versus the front. Especially some like the drag racing cars, you'll see like obscenely big tires in the back. Not always, but I've seen them a few times already. All right. Let's get these tires taken apart. We'll try to salvage the rims if we can. We'll replace what we can't. Same as always. Big freaking tires on there. We might be able to salvage some of these rims. Maybe not this one. It's 20%. This one's... yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to salvage this one. Because below a certain percentage, the game won't even let you try. Because it ain't worth it. And I was pretty much spot on. Seriously? They're so in such rough shape that some of these are requiring multiple passes. Okay, so we got those two 100%. I wasn't surprised by those. And 3 of the rims we managed to salvage, but this one's going to need replacing, and we're going to need 4 of these. Okay. So let's go order some stuff. Do the rim first. And there. And we need a 15. We got 15 ET zeros. We can get rid of this one. Now go after tires. Different shop, of course. And all right. Now I wish when you clicked on that it would autofill the numbers, but it's okay. So 245.60. We need 4. So 245.60 R15, 245.60 R15. Okay, so we're good to go. Get rid of these old ones. All right, let's go put some tires together. Almost accidentally told it to take that one apart that I just put together. That would have been awkward. I think that's everything. Yep. Okay. By the way, if you're watching this later on, it's almost Easter. So that's why we have the Easter eggs literally sitting everywhere. And I just happened to notice that one. Alright. Go. And that's one down. That one was easy. Awesome. Alright, so we're going to head and put these back on for now. So we can have them out of our inventory. There we go. All we should have in there is just, yeah, just the gearbox and the drive shaft. Is already starting to look pretty spiff, at least from the outside. Yeah, all the fluids are... Damn it, there's another egg. Freaking things are everywhere. No, seriously, they are. You go outside and look at the garage and look at the house down the street. Yeah, they're every fucking where. Yeah, we're gonna need a few parts. This whole engine bay should be full of things, but since it's a junkyard find, it's, you know, looks like it got stripped, you know, like people were looking for parts, so believability there, or plausibility, I guess. Alright, get that bitch out. Nonchalantly carrying a big heavy engine across the shop. Yeah. V8 Ford Cobra Jet 429. Very nice. Doesn't look nice now. But on the plus side, the game took the liberty of stripping the engine down for the most part. So the teardown's going to be real short. They usually buy all new parts anyway for the engine, so hey, saved us a few minutes of tearing things down. Alright, so we've got... Go ahead and get rid of the camshaft. And that's the exterior. Now it's all the stuff in the, underneath here. Not a cam cap or not cam cap, but a bearing cap or rod cap in sight. So off you go. Off you go. We're going to try to see if we could salvage the crankshaft and the engine block. Well, at least the engine block could be salvaged. We don't want to fix that because we're going to replace both of these. This is the only one that we're going to want to fix. And the rest of this is all going in the trash. Like every last bit of it, except for the stuff that's 100%. In fact, I may want to go ahead and sort it that way. That way it's easier to get rid of everything. Just like that. Like I said, it simplified things ever so slightly. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and start ordering things, I guess. Sorry, I got distracted by something there just now. So, there, and bracket. I think we'll start with all of that. See how much of this is in the... I don't think that's a... Yeah, the crankshaft is not a performance part. Neither is that. Our steering pump is, so we'll go ahead and get that. Alright. Ignition coil, thank you. Camshaft is definitely a performance part. Of course, the fuel filter is too. The arm isn't, so let's flip back over to the regular shop. Oh, regular shop. There we go. And we'll go for camshaft, oil filter, and the bracket. Okay. No matter which way we go first, get that on there. All right, we didn't do the flywheel yet. I'm used to jumping right to that one, but okay. Like I said, this doesn't look like much now, but once we get all the parts on, she's going to look nice. Should get some decent horsepower out of it, too. And 429s, I think, were pretty powerful in the day. That's all I had on me, yeah. So let's take a look here. There. And do 3 bearing caps. Alternator, that. Sorry. Should be calling out the parts properly, but in the day. So, back over to performance. Flywheel. We're going to do 8 pistons with conrods. Connecting rods for those who don't know. Bearing caps are not a performance part, but the alternator is. There's a distributor. Cam gear is a standard part, so we'll go there. Go. Cam gear, and while we're in here, we'll get the piston rings. Yep. That way we don't get dinged for that when we try to put the pistons in. Cam gear and the distributor. Anything on the shopping list? No, but we'll do the shopping list here in a second. When you get these pistons installed. And there we go. Okay, I think that's every... Oh, except for the camshaft bearings. Right. I was getting ahead of myself. Like I usually do. Anything else? Nope. Alright, let's do our next round of parts here. 8 rod caps. Timing chain. Engine heads. And the rotor. Okay. Here, find our performance stuff first. Rod caps are standard parts, so we'll move on to the timing chain, which is standard part. The engine heads, we'll need 2 of those. And a rotor. Thank you. Oh, hang on. Clicked outside the box instead of closing out that item. Let's see, rod caps and timing chains are both standard parts, so we'll go excuse me, over here. And timing chain. Okay, got 1. Okay, got our first pair. Too far zoom, thank you. Second pair. Third pair. And that's it on those. Let's get the timing chain on. We've got clutch plate. Go over to the engine heads. Oh, right. We still have the rotor to put on. Now we can put the engine head on. Okay, let's get the other one on. Once we get the oil pan on, we'll straighten the engine out like we usually do. Makes it a little bit easier to work on the rest of it. Cool. I think that's it for this round. Yep. Okay. Get the intake manifold, distributor cap, timing cover. Yeah, we're going to need that too. Oil pan and exhaust manifolds, and as well as the clutch pressure plate. Say that right. Okay. Don't see. Intake manifold's definitely a performance part, so let's over here do that. Distributor cap, here, that's a performance part. Pressure plate, yep. Cover's not, pan's not. Exhaust manifolds are, so we need 2 of those. Go. And I think I screwed up here, but that's okay. Easy fix. I think I nuked that one too by accident. And if I didn't, I bought 2 of everything, and you see this screw up on the recording. Unless it's a really egregious thing, which I've yet to do, thank goodness, doing these recordings, I don't tend to edit out much. I try not to edit the video itself except for the very beginning and end where you see me like click and record and shit like that. Like, you don't need to see that stuff. What else have we got? Okay, clutch pressure plate. Back up. Thank you. Try to do this stuff in as much in one continuous cut as possible. Better that way. Alright, so I think we could straighten this out. We'll get the manifolds put on. Right. That, what else we got? Oh, that's it for this round. This, get that, which basically pulley and the water pump. Get those clips for the distributor cap, because if you don't get those now and you get the rest of the car done and you go to sell the car, it's like, this car is not complete. 8 spark plugs. We're going to need 16 push rods. Basically 2 for each cylinder, or 1 for each valve for each cylinder if you want to get really technical. I think that's everything. Let's go back over here again. We got the timing cover. Crankshaft pulley's not a performance part. Water pump's not a performance part. Clip that isn't either, so the carb is. We'll get that. Spark plugs definitely are. Won't give us much of a boost, but every little bit counts. Okay, so I think that's it on performance parts. Got a crankshaft pulley, water pump, 2 clips, 16 push rods, and a clutch release bearing. I'll say it right yet. Alright, get spark plugs put in on this side. Go ahead and get the push rod since we're in the neighborhood. Come on. There you go. Get that clip on there, and there's one in the back that's easier to get to before you put all the wires on. Okay. Throw that carb on there, and then we'll do the stuff for the other engine head. Get those in there. And we'll want to get the push rods, which I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Come on, focus. There we go. All right. Should be, yeah, that's all that for that. That's all for that round. Let's get the pulley. Hang on. I hecked up again. I need an engine head. Got the water pump pulley, wires, filter base, and we need 16 rocker arms. Okay. I think might be it for this round. We're getting pretty close to finishing this motor. Check our list here. Ignition wires are going to be performance, but we'll go ahead and let's get everything else. Hang on. Scratch that. What's I don't think the filter base is. Yeah. Sorry, bounced around here. Let's go ahead and get the wires since we went over here. There we go. And the rest of this should be standard parts. Water pump pulley, air filter base, 16 rocker arms. That on first. Go. Go ahead and get these rocker arms on. This will take a little bit of time. Got to cinch each one of them down individually. All right, got the pulley installed. Get the rest of these put in. There we go. Got one more. That's it on that side. Head cover B, head cover A. I'm gonna need, it's like a serpentine belt and a, what are we missing here? Okay, apparently that we need another filter base in addition to that. There's base B, and then there's just the base. Sure, okay. Alright, let's see. Head covers are not performance, serpentine belt. What about the filter base? Nope, okay. Worth checking. Okay. Head cover B. Other head cover. Cover A, and then serpentine belt. Okay. That's a different design from what I've seen before. Like there's another filter. Not filter, but another belt there. Not surprised. Okay. Back down to that, so we'll get another list of parts here. We're pretty much down to the wire in terms of what parts are left. And I think that filter is a performance part, so we'll go back and look here. And sure enough, only 1% improvement, but can only do so much with filters. And let's get that other belt on. Okay. Should be it on next. We only had a couple of parts. Radiator fan and filter cover. Alright. I don't think either one of these are performance parts, so we'll just grab them from here. There we go. And filter cover. I think that might be it. Wow, compared to what we started with, which was not much more than the engine block, I'd say it turned out pretty well. Got all the performance parts we could stick into it. It looks pretty good. Alright, let's get that off there and we'll go get it installed. Looks like we're green across the board. No question marks or missing items. So, off we go. Rid of that. Now we're looking at an actual car again. Let's... First things first here, since this is the literally only other thing in the engine compartment at the moment, other than the engine itself. Let's take a look here. We have a bunch of missing fuses. I've marked the ones that are there and the ones that aren't because I'm just going to go ahead and replace them all. When you do a barn find or you do a auction car or even a junkyard one, I don't trust the fuse box. I'd just as soon take everything out and replace it. This is just a basic fuse box. We're going to head over to electronics, base A, And then we're also going to go for cover A. So that way we got a matching set. Fuse type C. 3 fuse type Bs. Medium fuse type A, so we need 2 of those. 3 relay type Bs. Relay type A. And 4 relay type Cs. So that might have been a miscount. We'll find out. Right. That back in there. No. Okay, I just wanted to double check, make sure I was going through those first 2 kind of fast. Make sure everything's 100% that we're plugging in. Okay. And there we go. Get rid of the excess here. Nope, nope, nope. Accidentally added it to my list instead of deleting, or selling it rather. Fix that. Boom. Okay. That's the fuse box down, but now we need to get into the correct mode for one thing. By clicking in and then doing that. There we go. So, servo, power steering, radiator, washer, reservoir, and battery. Anything else? I do need to get that gearbox back on. We'll do that here in a minute. Yeah, let's go ahead and shop. These should all be standard parts, so I'm not even going to go, well, except for this one's electrical, but we'll go back to that here in a second. Don't have to do this in any particular order. Go. Radiator C. Washer, reservoir. And the last one's electrical. Do that. Okay. Start installing things here. These are all quite literally drop-ins. Okay. So before we go and put the gearbox back on, let's start putting fluids in. Oh dear. That was awkward. Couldn't quite see what I was doing, but at least I could see the bottle, so I knew when to stop. Oh, Christ. Okay. That air filter sticks up a little high. Just a little. I might need to fix that, just saying. Camera angle on that one's a little screwy. We already do you? I don't think so. Okay. That, double check here, should be everything we need in the engine compartment itself. So let's look at Okay, so we need that. We need that. Not gonna be able to take it out because I have to do it from under the car. That's kind of awkward. The way everything's all spaced out. Okay, never mind. Engine compartment's done. Just try not to look at it too closely. But no, seriously, I was just trying to be funny there. Yeah, let's get this thing up in the air. Another Easter egg. Literal Easter egg. That out of there. And dropping the pumps performance part, but the tank isn't. So we need to go to 2 different places. Get rid of that. Before we do the exhaust, I want to get that gearbox put back on. Get the starter purchased and mounted. Okay. So, do the exhaust. We need 2 rear mufflers, middle mufflers, 2 front exhaust pipes. That should be everything. It's all in the tune-up shop. So we'll just go ahead and buy all of that. I just do this from front to back. Just like that. That easy. The drive shaft we'll save for after we do the rebuilding of the rear suspension. But yeah, we're getting there. The parts count's starting to look healthy again. We're at 73%. Pretty much all we got left is the front and rear suspension, and that's it. The engine's done. It's got all its fluids. Body's done. Interior's done. Tires are done. Exhaust is done. It's got a fuel system again. All that stuff. I mean, damn. We've been at this for just about an hour, and we're making decent progress. Look at that. Sell value 100,008, almost 101,000, and we're not even done with it. This thing's going to be, this one actually might be another keeper. I kind of like how it turned out. I have to get a bigger garage. You can apparently get quite the parking lot for cars that you want to keep. I thought you were limited to the 10 slots, but I found out that you can buy, I don't know how many, like, let's put it this way. I read somewhere on some wiki page that, or some tutorial page, apparently you can, it costs something like 80 million credits to get all the parking spots. I might be wrong on that. It could be old info for all I know. That still seemed like a very big number. But anywho, like I said, we just got the drive shaft, but we're gonna go pop everything off on the rear suspension. We're gonna just completely replace everything. Can't even blame that one on the stuck bolt. I just moved my mouse too quickly. Right. let's dig in. Yeah, I think the way this one's turning out, I'm leaning towards keeping this one. Which is odd because I've been saying that about a lot of the Ford vehicles in this game. The people that made this game just did a bang up job on this. Of course, Ford designed some pretty nice cars too. I'll throw them a bone on this stuff. I'm usually more of a Chevy guy. Maybe I was Mopar when I was younger, but at least for a little while. And then I grew up. No offense to anybody that likes Mopar. Like I was like in that stage as a young kid where I was really into, you know, muscle cars and stuff, and then it just kind of faded away and kind of slowly came back a little bit. Kind of. I got into that mode, and of course it happens sometimes when you get older. It's like you just get into that mode where you're more into the cars that are more fuel efficient, that don't have to be worked on too terribly often, other than the, you know, the normal, you know, wear items on the car, and kind of get a little blasé about cars after a while. Don't quite have the excess capital to be able to go out and just buy cars and fix them up in real life. That and the fact that I'm not nearly that talented. So, I know my limits when it comes to cars. At least I like to think I do. Right, so what we've been doing in these previous episodes here is we'll mark everything that we need and then sell all the old parts off because there's really not much point in salvaging them. Although, we could try to see how many of these we can actually fix up. That might save us a little bit of work. See where we end up with this. This might take a while. Like I said, a lot of these parts were in pretty sad shape. If I'm not talking much, it's because I'm actually trying to concentrate on this. Trying to do this while half awake is a bit of a challenge. Even though the minigame itself is not terribly difficult. Cool. Looks like we managed to fix up quite a few. It saved us some work. Saved us the U-bolts, leaf springs, drum brake cylinders, the leaf spring rear axle, a few others there. So yeah, like I said, saved us a little bit of trouble. Let's go ahead and mark the ones we're going to sell. Alright. Let's go buy stuff. At least it made our shopping list shorter. Only took me, what, 5 episodes to figure that out? I'm learning. Very slowly, but I'm learning. Alright. Okay, that might be everything we need. If it's not, we'll find out, so... that on there. Get that drive shaft out of our inventory. Perfect. Let's just go ahead and put everything together for this side since we're already over here. The bushings first, because I don't want to forget those. Okay, get the U-bolts on. It was nice that we were able to fix up just about everything on the suspension with the exception of about a handful of parts. Okay, let's get this other leaf spring on. Put its bearing, bushings in, sorry, not bearings. I'll get the words right yet. Oh, we didn't put the leaf spring plate on there or the U-bolts. I think that's everything out of my inventory so far. Cool. That looks so much better. It's all brand new. Parts condition should have shot up too. Yep, but we're up to 104 profit now. And we're up to 82% on parts. Cool. Get these front tires off and then we'll do the last major bit of restoration. Okay, let's get this apart, shall we? Use our handy dandy DW04, you know, the legally distinct, not WD-40. Nope, almost forgot the other suspension arm. Right. Tie rod off there. Right. While we're here, let's get the rest of these bushings out. Come on, give me. Alright, let's get this other side taken out. And of course, everything's rusted all to hell. Let's get this upper suspension arm off. Go. The outer tie rod, the inner tie rod, that sway bar, steering rack, and the cross member. Alright, that's everything off the front suspension. We do need to get those Suspension assemblies taken apart. Those look like they're in pretty bad shape too. We'll replace everything anyway. It's just a matter of, you know, what can we repair and what we can't. Everything we can repair, we'll keep it. Trash what we can't, so. And good. All right. See where we ended up here. We got a fair number of parts that were able to be recovered. Rubber bushings are non-repairable, so I'm not surprised with those. Mark the rest. And sell them off because we don't need them anymore. Now we've got everything marked. Good to go. Need to buy stuff. Then we can slap it all into the car, and then we can, once we get all this suspension and everything put in, we can go do the alignment, and then we do the dyno, which is going to be the main part of this, and maybe do the speed track. Sounds like fun, right? Two brake pads. Two inner tie rods. Not surprised those things were in pretty bad shape. The outer tie rods weren't much better. Two wheel hub caps. Shock absorbers. You. Brake discs. Two front springs. Two shock absorber caps. Yep. Wheel hub bearings. Gotcha. Two sway bar end links, because like I said, a lot of these were pretty bad shape. Caliper cylinder. Caliper. Two bottom suspension arms. Front sway bar. And front wheel hub. Alright, let's do this. Big stuff in place first. Other bushings in. Come on. There we go. Trying to get a good camera angle there. Go. Oh, but we have one more thing we got to do. I just remembered. This time relatively early in the process. We still need to put these back together. These look much better than the ones we took off. At least I caught it before we needed them this time. Um, okay, I guess we're going this way. Alright, get your bearing installed, got your brake, rotor and cap, brakes installed. At least you don't have to bleed the brakes in the game. That's a nice bit of nice little trade-off between realism and video game. Get this side put together. And let's get the tie rod on there. Sway bar end link installed. Get the brakes taken care of here real quick. And there you go. 100% all across the board. Everything's green. Everything's happy. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so we need to go over to... I need to do the alignments real quick. All right, the other one. Well, at least these weren't too bad. The passenger side rear wheel's a little off kilter, but the rest of these weren't too bad. All right, let's move it outside. Oh, move it to here, I guess. Don't have anything here except for those two. Yeah. Get you moved outside. There we go. Let's go to the speed track. I'm gonna see how fast this thing can go. We'll get a screenshot just to kind of, you know, for sentimental purposes. She's skipping a little bit there, but I think she's finally gripping the road. $140, $45. Ah, just shy of 150. Oof. It's not too bad. Oh, we haven't taken it to the dyno. That's one last thing I want to do before we either sell it or keep it. Let's get you to the dyno booth and we'll take a look. We'll see how much of a difference we made on it. Alright, so 370 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque. Or pound-foot of torque, excuse me. If I get at least 500 out of it, I'll be happy. .614 horsepower and 723 pound-feet of torque, so about a 60-ish% increase on both. I'll take it. So yeah, you take a look at the beginning of the episode where we had something that was just rust covered. We had what, single digit percentages on some of the components of the car, and now we have this. So I'm going to take a couple of screenshots. Normally I do this earlier on, but okay, that'll work. There we go. We'll use the frontal picture as the thumbnail for the videos, so it seems to be working out pretty well for the other episodes that I worked on. Yeah, he's a beaut. Let's look at the final numbers here. 121,000 profit on almost $132,000 car. And that's provided we're going to sell it. I'm actually considering keeping this one. The 2017 will sell in the next episode. Pretty sure, but this one, yeah, I think we're actually going to keep this one in our inventory. Move you to Purgatory, aka the parking lot. And with that, I want to thank you for watching, and you stuck all the way through, even better. I'll be doing hopefully several more of these in the future, depending upon if I have time. I'm kind of in between jobs right now, so I'm having to do like job interviews and stuff like that, so my schedule's a little chaotic at the moment. But thank you for watching, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next episode. Later.